government and private organizations to extend the maternity leave to up to 6 months. They also want corporate organizations to create a conducive environment for lactating mothers to achieve the prescribed 6 months exclusive breastfeeding target. Now, my colleague Alberto Bisiuan-Song has the rest of the story.
World Health Organization WHO and UNICEF recommend that children initiate breastfeeding within the first hour of birth and exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months of life, meaning no other foods or liquids are provided, including water. WHO says it is working to increase the rate of exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months up to at least 50% by 2025. Here in Ghana, only 43% of babies are breastfed exclusively for 6 months, according to statistics. Dr. Sasante is the Senior Nutrition Officer at the Nutrition Unit of Bridge Hospital. She has been explaining the importance of breast milk.
Breast milk is the ideal nutrition for a child. It contains all the nutrients the child requires for the first 6 months of the child's life. It's loaded with high antibodies to help the child's immune system fight against infections. It improves cognitive development of the child. It is safe. It prevents type 2 diabetes in the child. For the mother too, it serves as a family planning method for the child. It also lowers the chances of ovarian and breast cancer in that of the mother, and also prevents cardiovascular diseases.
As a first-time mom, I was encouraged to do 6 months exclusive breastfeeding for my baby. Career women like me have only 3 months maternity leave before they resume work. Well, let's find out from other corporate women on how they combine work with breastfeeding.
I was not able to do the full 6 months. So I had annual leave that I added to my 3 months of maternal leave, So that was the 4-month leave. So for the 4 months that I was home, baby was exclusively breastfeeding. I was giving baby breast milk totally. But after the 4 months that I had to come back to work, I had to add formula because the pumping alone is not enough. And for work, I have to come to work, and then initially you're supposed to do 8 hours at work. But I was having 1 hour break to breastfeed baby. And because I don't come to work with baby and I leave him at home, I have that 1 hour to close. That is 7 hours. So it means when I come to work, at least by 2 p.m. I have to close. And looking at the distance, it means I'm getting home like 4. So the breast milk alone is not going to be enough.
I realize when you come to work, your breast gets full because thankfully though I had a small breast, but I had a lot of breast milk. I don't like food, but when I take water, I get breast milk. So the first day was a struggle for me. I wore my clothes, and aside I had the breast pad and everything. So then when I go home, I discussed with my husband. I said, okay, it's going to be a struggle, but let me give it a try. Then I first looked for an ice chest, a mini ice chest. Then I did some ice blocks. That was the first thought that came to mind. So I got my stuff, my pump, I packed it. And having a little car and the baby in there, you have so many things in the car. So then I organized and then I came. So lunchtime then, I have to quickly go express and pour in the pouches and then put it in the ice chest with the ice block.
They also share with me how they were compelled to send their babies to early childhood school at the age of 3 months.
It was stressful, but an interesting one. It's rather unfortunate. My mom was not available here, so it was a bit tough. 3 months I had to rush back to the office, so I had to look for a very good daycare that could take care of my child. So at 3 months, 2 weeks, I had to take the first one to school. It's a tough one, because 4 o'clock you are in a hurry to go, and if you don't get there early, the daycare would also charge you because they close at 4. And you can imagine when 4 o'clock you are chasing through the traffic, trying to make sure you meet your 5 o'clock and all that.
So I did it for 4 good months. And then 4 months, I think 3 weeks. And looking at my distance to my workplace, I can't leave my child because I close at 5. coming to Northridge to Kaswa. So we had to look for a school around the company, my workplace, and then we take our child there. I took her to a nearby school, and then when it's 12 o'clock, when I take her in the morning, I had to breastfeed her, and then 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll still go there and breastfeed her, then close at 3 o'clock, and then go and breastfeed her again. Very first week I took her, I went to pick her from school, and then I realized the mouth, she has got hurt. Today you see a scratch on her hand, tomorrow this. And my husband was like, hey, to get to a time, the eye. And if you don't take care, where are we going to you? You can't do anything about it. They've already destroyed the life of this young girl.
These mothers tell me how extending maternity leave for 6 months will help new mothers. Dr. Asante has joined calls to extend maternity leave to 6 months while urging corporate organizations to create a breastfeeding-friendly environment for mothers.
You give birth, they tell you to have an exclusive breastfeeding for a baby for 6 months. But here lies the case, you work, and then in the Constitution of Ghana, you have 3 months leave. It would be prudent for it to be extended to match up with the breastfeeding months that we have been giving at the hospital. That would really, really help. If not, you would keep recording cases or issues of breastfeeding mothers not being able to do the exclusive breastfeeding. I'm an example of that. I was not able to finish the 6 months because of work.
It's a very laudable idea because at least it gets the mother the chance to practice the 6 months exclusive breastfeeding. Because with some, initially the breast milk doesn't even start to lactate an initial week, some for a week or 2. But when it starts, then the baby also gets the chance to start sucking the breast.
To this point, we've got to know that breastfeeding is essential for babies and mothers as well. Experts are calling for 6 months maternity leave for new mothers so they can religiously take their babies through 6 months exclusive breastfeeding. Also, they have urged companies to create nursing rooms for new mothers so they can feel at ease taking care of their baby and working at the same time. Alberta BCO Ansong reporting for Metro News, Accra.